Alright, what's up? This video is going to be about the things you need to do to get prepared to get your CDL permit, or even just taking the CDL test. I'm just going to try to give a couple pointers that I use since I've been to school twice, once in 2004 and once in 2010. So I can kind of give a little rundown, a couple of pointers that you may want to use for whenever you get ready to make that decision to go get your CDL or whatever you decide to do. So check this video out and let me know what you think. Appreciate it.
Wake up in the morning, crank that 18-wheeler. Heck, they hit my phone, I'm going in his direction. He say he out the game, he left it up to me. Gave me a road map and spots overseas.
Alright, so some of the things you may need to do to get ready, get prepared for your CDL permit, or the CDL test to be able to become a professional, a commercial, get your commercial driver's license. First thing you do is you want to actually make the decision that's something that you want to do. I mean, if you decide to go to trucker school and you get your license and you decide you don't want to do it, it's not really no big deal, but just a little time that got wasted. But you know, this is like a new career, so I mean, you want to take the time out your life to do it. Make the decision like this is something I may want to do. So number two, with doing that, one thing you want to do is try to find out the different programs in the area you're in, see what they provide as far as different schools. Like I was from I'm from Greer, South Carolina, so you had a couple different schools around. The main one that everyone knows about is Greenville Tech, and then I think you have a school at Spartanburg Community College also. So those technical colleges usually have CDL schools, which also are some of the best schools, and they cost the least amount. So I went to Greenville Tech, and it was a 9 weeks course, and that's the school that I usually try to tell everybody if I was to do it all over again, I would go back to Greenville Tech. That's just the school I would tell people to go to. 9 weeks class cost under $1,100 at the time I got my CDL in 2010. So I don't know what it is today, but I'm sure it's not too far from $1,100. I think the first time I went in 2004, it was like $550 or something like that. And I think they had the South Carolina lottery at the time, so they paid a majority of it. So it might have still been $1,100, but the South Carolina lottery paid like $600 and something of it, or $700 something of it, and it came out to be like $550 or something like that. So that's one of the things you should do, is just go to different schools and just go to different areas and talk to other truck drivers and try to get an idea of how much it's going to cost you. That way you kind of have a number in your head. That way you're not surprised when you get ready to go and it discourages you not wanting to go, because things could do that to you where you want to do something and you hear one bad number, or you hear one number you may not be able to handle, and you just say forget it and give up on all of it. Nah, don't stop there. At least talk to at least 2 or 3 different schools in your area to find out what they provide. You know what I'm saying? So you want to also find out if the schools provide night school. Because let's say you have a daytime job and you don't want to actually give up your job to start going to school. You may be able to work your daytime job, get off work, and then go to school at night. Now it's going to be a lot of hard on some people because you're going to probably be tired. So you want to get as much rest as you can if they provide that. But at the same time, you'll still be able to generate income for your family or for yourself to be able to live on. Because it could be one of those things, if it only provides the day shift and you or you can work night shift and go to the day class. It just try to figure out what will be best for your situation. The main thing is just making a way out of no way. So don't get to the point, well, they don't have any night schools or they don't have any day schools, so I can't go. Like, no, a lot of times when we want to do things, we'll get excuses come in our mind. That excuse come out and find us out. You want to do it, but you look for an excuse to do it, right? So that's one thing. Second thing is you want to be able to go to your local DMV office and get the CDL book that's got the permit stuff in it, and it's got the test things. That way you can be prepared, and it can let you know. It kind of can have you practice and let you know what you need to know in order to pass the permit test, and what they're gonna be expecting for when you go to school and when you get ready to take the actual driver test. So you want to go get one of those from your local DMV or DDS office, whatever y'all call it in y'all town. That's the place that you go get your driver license and stuff at. That same place, they should have commercial driver's booklet or something like that you can be able to check. And nowadays they may have all this stuff online. But speaking of that, there's a program online that I'll talk about at the end that I've used every time I've had to go renew my hazmat or had to get my license or whatever. I've always used this program to help me practice for on that particular endorsement for the test. So now I'll put that link in the description also. So that's one of the things you definitely want to do. Also, The thing I would say do is go to the truck stops in your area. Go to the truck stops that's near you and just start talking to drivers. You know, go to talk to different drivers and get their different opinion and tell them what you're trying to do and tell them why you want to do it. You're going to have some who will give you some negative opinions. You're going to have some to give you some positive opinions. I went through that as far as when I was wanting to become an owner-operator. Everyone was saying become owner-operator. But at that time, I hadn't seen any successful owner-operators. So I was like, what's the point? I don't know anybody that's owner-operating that's really getting money or doing what they need to do. So I was like, I might as well continue to do what I'm doing because that's my thing that worked. Until I had one owner-operator that had multiple trucks, and he broke down the game to me, and he kind of showed me then that's what I needed. Once he did that, I was sold. So it's a good thing to go start talking to different drivers and just get different opinions on certain things. You're going to have some to give you some negative stuff because they did, you know, it's just like that with everything, right? But then you're gonna have some to give you positive things. But try to talk to as many as you can on every chance you get when you're out and about. Stop by the truck stop every day and just start talking to them like, hey man, I'm thinking about going to trailer store to get my CDL. How long have you been driving? And just ask them every question that you want to know. And a lot of drivers like to talk and tell lies and stuff like that. So you'll have some that's gonna keep it real with you. You may have some that's just gonna, you know, just tell you a bunch of baloney. But the thing is starting to get familiar with it. And just getting to learn the different things around the different guys or whatever like that. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would go talk to different drivers, and if you got any drivers in your family, talk to them, ask them different things, ask them what you should do about certain situations. Just get a lot of different opinions, you know what I mean? So that's one way I would do. Another thing I would do, I would watch. I would just start watching. I would just get myself in that vibe. I'll start watching like trucking movies, like Smokey and the Bandit, or you know, Black Dog, or what's that other movie? Oh, Convoy. Like these are all older movies, but they're really good to get you in that vibe, get you, you know what I'm saying, get you motivated, you know what I'm saying. So those are the type of things I would do. I would also like look at anything that's gonna motivate me, inspire me. Movies also to try to just get my mindset, because your mindset is everything when it comes to like wanting to start a new career or wanting to just get you know, just carefully get into something to like break through the walls. Your mindset is everything, you know what I mean? So when you get to a point where you can like imagine yourself being a truck driver, imagine the money you can make, right? You know what I mean? Because there's truck drivers out there actually making a lot of money. Like there's drivers out there that's making a lot of money. Some that work for companies that make a lot of money. I have friends that work for actual companies, and they making six figures, like $100,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? And then I also have friends who have trucks and they making six figures, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year. It just depends on how, you know, it just depends on how far you're willing to risk and how far you're willing to go and how ambitious you can get. The sky's the limit into this type of thing. You know what I mean? You can go from having an entry level job making, you know, $30,000, $40,000 to like waking up the next day making $50,000 to $60,000. You know what I mean? It fluctuates, or you can make it all the way to 150. It just depends. You just have to get out there, do your research, and you get out there and do what you need to do. There's people out there that's actually making it in this world, right? And that's pretty much in anything out there. You can scale any business and make something out of any business. It's all about scale. It's not about what actually makes the most, that sells the most and makes the most money. It's really about how you can scale it. You can just about scale anything, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I would tell people to do, just get yourself into that point where you get your mindset. Another thing I would tell you to do, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is that I would tell you to look from the actual day you watching this video, or the day you make the decision and that you want to become a commercial driver. Make the decision from that day. I want you to reverse engineer 3 years from then and back, and figure out where do you want to be in 3 years. What would you want with your 3 years from now? So it's almost 2020. Get ready to go into the new year in a couple of days, maybe like a day or two, something like that. We're gonna be in a new year. So you want to start looking at, okay, it's 2020. Well, what do I want 2023 to look like? You know what I'm saying? So, and reverse it back, and you can just build back from there. That way you can start getting your goals and your plans lined up, and you get to that point where you can start doing the things you need to do to get to that level. You know what I mean? Like you want to start like, so in order, for example, so let's say in 2023 you want to have multiple trucks. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily need to have a CDL to have multiple trucks, but you're watching this video, so I'm assuming you want to have a CDL. So what you would want to do is definitely have that on your plan. I got to make sure I get my CDL. I got to make sure I can learn everything I can about this truck. I got to make sure that I start setting money aside. I got to make sure I start learning how to run a business. Just start planning, getting all that stuff planned out. And that's all this will eventually work out for you. You know what I mean? May even work out better than you actually thought. You know what I'm saying? They did for me. Like when I look back 10 years from now, 10 years ago from today, in my mind, I thought I would probably be working for like a company, LTL company, just being a company driver, making like $80,000 a year. You know what I mean? After, being out, so many years, that was my mind. But just by meeting new people, learning new things, and just being able to see others believing in you and seeing other things that you couldn't see in yourself and start just learning things, you get to that point where you like, those goals, you end up demolishing them goals. Making 3-4 times that. So it's like, and it's crazy how that goes, but it can come in a couple years. It depends on how focused you can be, how your mindset can be on those things. You know what I mean? So that's definitely what you want to do, man. You want to just get it together with that, man. You want to just reverse that thing back and plan it on out, and get to that point where it's just how you want to do it. So like I said, back on that, you want to make sure that you have your mind right, your focus right, tunnel vision. So with that being said, if you're indulging in any kind of like activities like drugs, alcohol, in my opinion, I would suggest that you get rid of those. Get rid of that. You know what I mean? Get rid of that out your system and just get focused. At least for this time when you're trying to focus on getting your actual permit, your actual CDL, because this is important to you. If you're truly trying to change your career, you get tired of being in that plant, you get tired of being in that office, you get tired of being in that restaurant, you get tired of not even just having a job, not doing nothing, or laying on the couch eating chips, playing video games, and your old lady tripping on you, you know what I'm saying, she telling you about how her homegirl dude is doing so well, and you get tired of hearing all that. Like, try to get focused and try to prove yourself to these people that don't believe in you, man, that really don't believe in you deep down, or that do believe in you and they don't think you believe in yourself. So try to get to that point where you can clear that out your life and just get disciplined. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get that situated. Another thing that you definitely want to get situated is your health. You want to get your health on point, and when I say that, meaning when you become a commercial driver, professional driver, you gotta have a medical card that you gotta carry, just like a driver's license. Just like your driver's license, you gotta have a medical card, and that medical card, you gotta take that exam like every 2 years if you do well on your medical exam. Like a regular physical. You're gonna have a good physical, be able to pass a physical, because if your health ain't right and they don't want to renew your card, you can't work until you can get your health right. So you want to make sure that you can do things to like get yourself together, you know what I mean? So if you got high blood pressure and all that stuff, you want to start doing things to get yourself situated so you can pass that medical exam. Because if you can't pass the medical exam, you can't work. If you can't work, you can't make money. If you can't make money, then it's pretty much you're pretty much done. You know what I mean? You have to go back to like what you was doing, like, go back to do that you don't want to do. I mean, you kind of forced to do things that you don't want to do instead of doing things that you actually want to do. So do things that you need to do, which is get your health together and being able to pass that medical exam. Because if you do really well, they'll give you a 2-year card. You ain't got to come out for 2 years, but keep yourself, maintain yourself for 2 years. If you do just alright, okay, but you need a little work, they'll still give you a card, but it may only be a year, but you need to have to come back the next year again. So, and then if you don't do, and then you do so, and they kind of want to watch you a little bit, they might give you a 6-month card. They might not give you no card. Like, I've had a friend go through that where they took when he went to go take his test, redo his test, I think he had high blood pressure and they had to put him on sleep apnea, and they took his card and he couldn't work for a long time. By the grace of God, he was able to put a driver in his truck, and my friend was able to do Uber to make money while a driver drove his truck to be able to still take care of his truck note and all the maintenance in his truck to keep his truck up. So, that was a great thing for him, but he got himself together where he was able to get his car eventually and get back on the truck and get going. And I seen him push through all that, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen things happen, people, you know what I mean, that like by not staying up on those things, because we can get out here and become a truck driver. You know how it is. You be in that truck and you're out of town, or you go eating out all the time. You're eating junk food in the truck, chips, candy, chocolate, all kind of stuff that's not good for you, and you're getting just not eating healthy, so you can't pass those tests, and then you might have stress stuff going on at the house, all that stuff. So you want to get all that stuff situated, man, and get focused. Like I said, get focused and get disciplined, get good exercise in, drink plenty of water, and just just start getting to the habit of doing that. Because like I said, if you get ahead of that, then you straight and you good. You know what I mean? Another thing I would do is I would get my permit before I even go to school, which means that all you have to do is just go, like I said, go down to the DMV and get that book and learn the CDL, learn what you have to do to pass the CDL test. CDL permit test. Get your permit, so that way when you get ready to go to school, you're already ahead of everybody. So that way when you're already ahead of everybody, you can start focusing on the next phase, which is learning that pre-trip, or learning things about that truck, or learning just things you're gonna be prepared for when you get ready to drive. Another good idea is, if you know any truck drivers in your family that's got a truck, or if you know somebody, or if you can go to the truck stops and talk to some of the drivers and build a relationship with somebody, get them to show you what the pre-trip is like. Get them to show you what the truck, get familiar with the truck, learn those different parts. And when you get ready to go to school and they start trying to tell you about these parts, you already know the parts, because when you take that CDL actual test, the pre-trip is one of the first things you have to get past in order to get to the skills test, and then you got to pass the skills test to get to the driving test. So you want to learn that pre-trip. Want to get that pre-trip down pat. That's one of the thing, and you have to know, and you have to do it. I think within 45 minutes. I think that's the limit. Within 45 minutes to an hour or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but you can't take too long on it. But you got to get that. You got to get that stuff on point. You got to be able to talk about every little part from on the truck and what operates, and if it's in good condition, because you got to check that stuff when you get ready to drive. And you get ready to take off to go do your load to make sure everything good on the truck. That way you don't go down the street and either something breaks and it falls off the truck and hits somebody and kills them, or if you don't break down and the truck roll and kills you, or you don't just be broke down and you can't move. Now you can't make money because now you're on the side of the road from something that you could have prevented having by checking your truck. So all that stuff is very vital, important in trucking. Trust me, I know, because there's times where I haven't done it and I paid for it later on. Like sitting for 7 hours, 9 hours, because it was little small things I could have looked that didn't look, because I was in a rush and I was just trying to take a shortcut. Whenever you take shortcuts, you'll get cut. So always remember that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one thing that you want to do. So like, just getting familiar with the pre-trip, getting familiar with the truck, just linking up with other truck drivers and being able to just build that relationship. Like I said, watching movies, getting to that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Just being focused on just getting that CDL. Because, at the end of the day, if you get your CDL and you get out there and hate it, there's something, you also have something in your belt that you can always use, and you can find something else to do. But like I said, I doubt you'll probably hate it. Most people don't. Most people get in it and they figure it out and they like it. And they like the freedom. You don't have to be working at no office, or you don't have to work in no plant, and people, they tell you when to go on your brakes. They don't do that when you're in a truck. When you're in a truck, you go on brakes when you want to go on. When you're in a truck, nowadays, some companies don't allow you to be on that phone because they got the cameras in the truck. But you can, if you can deal with getting your own truck, you can be on the phone and talk to your friends. You can do what you want to do. It's a lot of freedom. There's a lot of freedom out here in the truck. So, that's just something to think about. You know what I mean? And the money is unlimited. You can pretty much make as much money as you want to make. You can pretty much create what you want to create in it. You can have your own authority. You have your own operation. You become a truck company and we hire drivers. There's so much you can do with this. I hope I covered everything. I'm not sure. I'm getting close to that 20-minute mark. If I didn't cover things, I'll make a part 2. But if y'all have any questions, anything y'all want to know, if anything I missed touching on that you might want to know, put that in the comments, and I'll make sure I'll touch on it and I'll hit you about that, man. I try to reply to everybody that sends comments about whatever they want to know, learn. And it's great when you put comments in, because the comments you put in, I'm responding. There's other people that may want to go in those comments and look at those Q&As. You got a question, I answer it. So that's something to check out, man. I think that's about it that I can think of right now. I kind of woke up this morning and I was like, I need to make a video. It's Sunday. Let me make a video real quick. I'm gonna make a video on the number one question I get asked all the time. People want to get in the truck and they want to know how to get started and what they need to do and what they need to prepare for. So this pretty much this video is for you. If I missed anything, if you want to know anything, man, let me know, man. If y'all want more videos and you want me to touch on, I'll definitely do that. Soon later I have a video. I'm gonna have a hot shot video coming up, because I have friends that's in the hot shot thing. So if y'all people want to learn about hot shotting or getting dualies and hauling cars, or towing cars, or anything like trucking related and all that stuff, or real estate related, or mutual fund related, or just life related, as far as getting inspired, getting motivated. That's what my channel's for. My channel is for y'all, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate y'all, checking the video out, man. Remember, like it, man, share it, comment, subscribe, share it to somebody else that somebody that want to get into this type of stuff. If I did help you any kind of way, I'm glad I was able to do that. That was the whole point of all this. So I appreciate it, man, and I'm gonna go ahead and check out. All right, I'm out.
All I'm thinking, get my still jugging down the road. I got clientele and I jug without a phone. I got truckloads, I got truckloads, I got truckloads, I got truckloads.